1st of September. And it poured rain last night for like what seems like 10 minutes. So we're hoping we're getting more. So much for the atmospheric river we were getting, but at least it watered a few things, I guess. So I'm tearing down the dead beans on that side. And what I didn't realize was, because one does not when we're doing things, right? We don't really pay attention to the future, is that they wrap around these things so much that they're a pain in the ass trick to get off. So I've got my little clippers out here and I'm clipping them every few inches, 6 inches or so I can pull them all down. It's a lot of work. And this half is full of lazy housewife beans that I am going to have to harvest and get some of that cleaned up. I'm done for the year. I'm not being an idiot. I'm not being negative. I'm just done. I've had enough. I've got enough food. Given away enough food, so it's time to start clearing stuff up. You have to realize it's your garden, it's your rules, and if you're not comfortable doing it more than what we're already doing now, then you need to change the garden. Look at this mess. I've got sweet pea seeds everywhere. I'll have sweet peas coming out of my yin yang next year. I've made a mess with dirt, so all that's got to get. So the paths need refixing again. I've already done them once, as you saw in last week's video. But yeah, everything's coming down for the most part. I mean, there's still a few things that I've not pulled out yet. Like the sedums over here that are still full of those little girls. See? Everywhere. Just everywhere. So anyway, so I leave that bunch of sedums there. These giant crackerjack marigolds are going over, so I'm saving some seeds from them. They have a huge seed pod, as you can see. They are marigolds on steroid seeds. The tomatoes are all done, so that's all coming out. The asparagus fronds I'll just leave as is and let them do what they do. I've got some gladiolas, I think, back there that I need to dig up. They must have been from Corms last year, because they're not very big gladiola pod plants. So those need pulling up. Yeah, because I need to get the beds cleared because I need to get mushroom manure on them before the rain and the winter comes. And if anybody knows what these things are, there's some sort of a fungus. They're like a cup, and they open up and spit seed. I've got them all over the wood. Drives me nuts. There's another one. See? They're everywhere. Ow. There's another one. They're already open, so I'm well beyond getting the seeds out of here. That ship sailed. Got the t-shirt and went back to dock. So, yeah, they're everywhere. Like, literally everywhere. So I got to get them cleaned up. Got to clean all this stuff out, like I said, so I can get the not bark mulch, the manure on here. Stems that I left in the ground. Yeah, so this is the may as well throw them there. This is the beans I'm pulling off the arch. It's on this side of the arch. The other side, it's got beans still. So I'll get back to work and I'll show you probably in a day or two when I'm done. Bye. Oh, okay, so that's that done. Pile there, a pile over on that side, but the cathedral is gone for the day. Oh, I've got spiders down my shirt, stink bugs up my arms. Gross. But like I said, next year I'm going to lower the cathedral a bit so it's more of a curve. You can see that more of a curve and not so much of a point, because it's really, I'm 5'0" nothing. It's really hard to get up there to clean stuff. Anyway, that's that job done. Now I just got to get rid of all this crap. Okay, back in a bit. And when you're picking up beans, I don't know about you, I find all the leaves very sticky. So I get them stuck to all my clothes. I go in the house and I've got bean leaves stuck to the back of my shirt. Anyway, I'm cleaning up all this mess. It's going in the compost out back. The big one, not my little ones. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, camera's going dead. So what we're gonna do is, I'll just show you what I'm finishing up today. So emptied out a bunch of stuff out of the pots. These are the aubergines. They were finished now. So I'm gonna empty them all out into these bags. This is why you should save bags, right? So empty them all out. Get most of the big roots out. And they can all go in the compost bin. But then I've got some nice clean dry soil for next year, and I'll just add some amendments to it next year. Anyway, camera's going dead, so I'll talk to you later. Oof. Okay, I think I'm done for the day. It's 2 o'clock and I've not even had a break yet since I came out. But there's my harvest. Those are all the lazy housewife beans, the last of the eggplant / aubergines. Something's chewing my butternut squash, which is nowhere near the size of Elaine's butternut squash or anybody else's for that matter. But I've emptied 1 million pots. Got 3 bags of compost. Sorry about the shadow. My phone went dead, so my camera went dead, so you're on your phone. Harvested some parsnips, and I've never done this before, but I'm going to try making holes and putting them in there and seeing if they'll keep growing. But those ones aren't bad sizes. And I'm the only one that likes parsnips, so it's not a big deal. Repotted some flowers. Whew. The beds are, look at the mess I've made. Oh, Lord. Okay, so the beds are pretty much empty. Cathedral's empty. Got some corn stalks I've got to pull out. Some more tomato plants back there I got to pull out. And then I got to flatten everything out and throw some manure on it for the winter. I don't grow out here in the winter. It's just too cold here. I'm not harvesting anything in snow. Anyway, off we go. Okay, trays washed. Those 3 over there. All the green lettuce trays washed. I pruned my mocha cherry to see, because it's got flowers on it, to see what the hell, see if it grows in here inside where it's not got the chill. Washed all these things. Washed all my trays. Emptied 14 pots. This size, that size there, the black one. Sorry, I've got my hands full. I wash all my pots and trays and everything else at this time of year, because when it comes spring and the excitement of sowing and growing comes, I don't want to be doing a bunch of dishes. So it's up to you whether you do yours now or not, but that's how I do mine. I do them in the fall. And I'm pooped. It's 3 o'clock now and I've been outside since probably about 11. So I'm going back in the house. My back will pay for this later, but it's all about gardening. Have a great night. Bye. Happy Monday. Okay, another hot and sunny day in the garden. Bees are still at it. Active as ever. God, that sedum's huge. Anyway, today we are fixing the arch. I got to take all those zap straps off. And we're going to use these instead. I've got these for something else, for the dog cages. So basically you put them in that machine and clip them. Clip. Hoping it lasts longer than plastic. Okay, back to the drawing board. Although I like the arch, I might have made it too small, but I'm not changing it now. It's big enough space-wise to get under, to reach, to harvest beans that will hopefully fall down next summer. Yeah, might have, never mind. Anyway, change of plan. Those little silver clips are not, they're not big enough, so they're like open like that, and I'm worried that if I put them on there, the whole thing will flip open. Don't know how strong they are, so I use zap straps. Good old zap straps. What would we do without them? Hello, bee. So I'm gonna flatten all this out. Might take some of the dirt out to put the manure on top of, so I don't have it. The problem with wooden side beds, as you can see, whenever you touch anything, you can get dirt all over the bloody place. So got some cleaning to do. Clear up I think that wood's pretty rotten anyway. I don't know. Can't remember when I put these ones in. They're a couple of years old. The only problem, well, okay, apparently that's the second problem with raised beds, is the dirt all comes out and gets everywhere. Yep. If I had planned this better before we started any of this, I would have made it further apart, spread out a bit more. And then I would have just had dirt on the floor, no raised beds, just dirt, and worked from there. But yeah, hindsight is 20/20, as they say, so all good to go. So next job on the list is clear these beds out, get some dirt out of them, clean up that path a bit, and go from there. Happy Tuesday. Okay, it's hard to tell when the sun's shining on stuff, but that's one bed done, flat, cleaned. I picked that flower out. That's a dark sedum. I pulled it out and of there in the middle and put it over there so it's out of the way, because it kept getting banged where it was. And if you're wondering what these things are, I'm gonna get manure for the top. I'm not gonna take any dirt out because I'm not gonna put loads of manure on there. But if you're wondering what these things are, they are the bottoms of solar lights, old solar lights long gone by. And what they're perfect for is keeping the water sprinklers off the ground. Ta-da! So, never throw anything out. It might come in handy later. So that's that for today. I just got to put the other ones in there. Asparagus fronds have gone mental, but I got a couple of tomato plants to pull out of there, some lilies to move. I moved the lily that was in this corner over to the apple orchard. 5 apple trees. And then what else do I have to do today? I've got to get that in that very corner there where there's the empty patch is an astilbe. I got to try and pull that up because it didn't like it there this year. But the rest of that stuff in that corner and all of this, obviously the bee haven, I'm leaving for now. There's no rush to get any of that moved. And they're coming in dive bombing as we speak. They're just everywhere. Anyway, have a great day. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to try getting some bulbs in the ground. Try being the operative word. I've got to find my bell planter, which looks like it's down there under there. So the thing about bulbs is they're not all the same. The most bulbs, are 6 inches deep. Put them 6 inches deep, plant them where you like. Put them in groups, 3, 5, or 7. Some of them are 4 inches deep. So that one's 4 inches deep. These are like little tete-a-tete, so they're mini narcissus, as are these. And these are 3 inches deep. So group them together so you know how deep you've got to make your holes. Then what I normally like to do is just take them all and shove them all in a big bucket and just grab them randomly. That way you've got a nice mix. The hyacinths, I'm not quite sure where I'm putting them yet. So, and the giant alliums will probably go on the back wall over here in the apple orchard. And the crocuses, I'm going to put them all around the apple trees because they don't need to go deep, so I don't have to disturb the apple trunks. And this is my Thunder Mountain. I had to find some seed. It's still growing. They're not very long and they're not very big, but it's still growing. It's got 1 million flowers on it. So I brought it inside here, so it should be okay, but I don't think it's going to do anything this year. What do you think? But that's so cute. It's like a little curly pigtail. Look at that. How could you not fall in love with a little Thunder Mountain like that? That's from the Thunder down under mountain. See? Yeah. So loads of flowers. Never say never. Right? Okay, bye. I'm out here trying to avoid spider webs, which I wafted my way through them all. And I saw this. Sorry, there's another spider web. Hang on. There we go. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it just needed some sunlight. And I gotta save seeds from these. Anyway, I'm out here to figure out where to put bulbs, so I'll be back in a minute. Save seed from that too. I just wanted to show you. Look at the size of these bulbs. They're giant. Ginormous. That's the double bubble alliums. They are supposed to be 3 feet tall, so I got to put them against a wall somewhere. Deer resistant. Woohoo! Whew. Now, I never tell anybody how to garden, but I do like to pass along tips and hints that I have. If you are planting in a bed, and if you're like me, later on in life you come along and start putting something else in there and you forget where you put everything, try planting your spring bulbs along the edges, because usually, and I don't say always, usually when you're putting things in a bed, you tend to put it in the center a bit more, not quite so much unless you're draping things over the edge. I got dirt all over my face. So I plant my bulbs as much as I can, either in a spot that I know I'm not going to put anything, where the sprinkler is, or along the very edge of the beds. And the crocuses, as I said, I'm just going to, because they only have to go a couple of inches deep, I'm just going to finger poke them all around the apple trees. Anyway, back to work. Bye. Well, pooped as I am, I'm feeling like I've accomplished lots. I got all my labels sorted from this year. Keepers, junk, need cleaning, need sanding with a bit of soft sandpaper. And I got all these done. All of them. Oops, sorry. All of them. We've got those ones still to do yet. Those are mostly going on the porch or in pots. And what else did I do? Well, I'm pooped. I'm gonna go in the house. It got quite hot. What is it in here? I don't know where my temperature gauge went. It is 30 in here. It is 25 on the shady side, 30 on the sunny side of the greenhouse. I got 60 crocuses put in out here. Oh. So I put them all around the trees. Can you see? All around the tree bases, the apple trees. So I know I'm not going to be disturbing anything around the apple tree roots, so they're all in there. There's daffodils all along the edges, and the allium bulbs are against the back wall. I've still got to remember to bring out the little nets with me so I can put them over the things I want to save seed from. So this bed here, where is it? That one there is getting a little unruly with flowers. They're all falling all over the place. But yeah, done for the day. September 23rd. Have a good night. Bye. Poop. Poop, poop, a doop. Big garbage cans. Small bucket. Fabulous place. Whew. Okay, it's the 24th of September, and it is, no, those are not all bulbs. Those are just packages. 30 degrees. It's freaking ridiculous. Every time they keep telling me it's cooling down, I think, woohoo, it's cooling down. And then they lie like sidewalks. Lie like a cheap rug. One of those two things. So there's my poop. And I'm going to dump one of them on the empty bed. And then I can use it as a base camp, so to speak. So hang on a sec. Okay, so I'm just going to dump as much of this as I can on this empty bed and just leave it here until I get all of that sorted and decide what's going where. It's a pain in the butt though when you've got asparagus fronds, unless you want to chop them down, which I'm trying not to have to do. So, although you still get asparagus, don't get me wrong. I'm talking quietly because the guy next door is out working in his farm. Okay, bye. Well, we're getting there. That's almost ready. Nasturtiums are coming up all over the place now they've got some fresh air. That's it's a garbage can full of manure. I've got another one over there. Got nowhere to put it at the moment, so it might just have to stay in a garbage can. I'll bring in I'm going to call it the carrot cage because it's not a brassica cage quite as much as it's a carrot cage. Look at these beautiful marigolds still on the trot. Okay, there's a spider web, sorry. My hands are full, so I have to use my feet. There we go. Okay. Okay. So come on into the carrot cage. Oh my goodness, look at it. It's just carrot central. So this is my perennial cauliflower, sprouting cauliflower. And I want to take some of it off to put in water so that I can root some cuttings from it because we really, really liked it. But it's got a bit unruly and gangly. As you can see, it's just everywhere. Yes. Back you off a bit. This one's one I took a while ago, but I think I'm gonna cut it again These are my long carrots, Jimmy. My heavy carrots. They do, oops, that's my foot. They do look quite nice though. I mean, I should take them out and see what they look like, right? Look. There's 2 of Jimmy's and 2 of Shawn's. These are Jimmy's. And this is Jimmy and Jimmy, and the back 2 are Shawn and Shawn. I marked them. And these are carrots, but they're not doing great. They're not dead. Not dead is good, right? There's something chewing on my cabbage back there. I'm not quite sure what it is. So I'm going to put some beer traps down and pull some of the lower leaves off so that stuff can't quite get to it as easy. And then I'm going to do clippings from that. And these are also carrots, but they're also very small, just regular carrots. So let's get that done. Okay, I'm done. And the bonus of having a flat bean arch is I can put my sprinkler on top of it and do 90% of the yard. It just doesn't make it to these veggie pods, so I'll have to water them after. But these are these beans. There's hundreds of them. I have to do some picking pretty soon. I think, I'm not quite positive, I think these are Maasai bush beans. They've got loads of flowers on them still. And these are my beets. They've got holes, something's eating them. I'm not quite sure what, because I can never find anything that's eating them. Oh, it looks like aphids. Looks like aphids or something. Yuck, gross. Anyway, the beets look okay. Beet goes on, right? I can't get you in there to see. Oh, there we go. That's a couple of golden beets there by my finger. These ones are, nice and round, big ones. They're multi-sown. They had a label somewhere. Look at that. Ooh, birdie. Yeah, so I have to harvest some of them pretty quick because I like them small. Don't like big, huge beets, but start getting everything out. Oh, look at the size of that guy. Oh my God, can you see him? Where is he? Terrible trying to find the spider when you've got your... There's my finger. Oh, there he is. There's my finger. But you can't see him because it's not focusing. Focus on the giant spider. There he is. He's got something very large in his web. Dinner for a week, that. Anyway, gotta get moving. Things to do. Places to go and people to see. Not really, but we say that all the time, don't we? Anyway, yeah, I just need to move that, I think, it over. I can slide it this way a little bit further. It should work to water all of this side too, since there's nothing in that other side. But yeah, that'd be perfect, an overhead watering system. Excelente, spamente. Anyway, going in the house, bye. Okay, leave you on a happy note, shall I? It's my elf. He's can't go in the yard because he's made of plaster, I think, and he'd crack. But anyway, he's fading, all his colors coming off. Okay, my dwarf larkspur. I'm saving seeds from them, and I just dip them back in there. But what I really wanted to show you was not so much the messy yard, was this. I can't thank you enough, Shawn, for telling me about these miniature cosmos. Isn't she gorgeous? Like, definitely saving seed from them. Look at that. She's stunning. I'm gonna turn her around, see if she, oh, sorry, Mr. Longlegs. Turn it around, see if it'll go towards the sun again. But definitely saving seed from those. Beautiful little things. Good morning. It is cloudy out. We might get rain. So these are the last 2 tomatoes I have on the go. This is the one and only surviving Britain's breakfast counter. And this is the Dr. Tony's. Dr. T, I call them. So I'm gonna have these sliced for lunch and grilled on toast, which is how I prefer my tomatoes. And I will give you an update when lunch is finished.